Hi everyone, it's Debbie. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. If you're new here, I'm a reseller. I've been reselling for 18 years and I absolutely love it. And today I have a what sold video for you. I'm going to share 34 items that sold in the month of August on the platforms eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and Facebook Marketplace. I sold a total of 102 items for a gross amount of $3,482.47. Before we get started, I wanted to send out two very special thank yous to Dawn and to Nanny Marta. Each of them bought 3 coffees for me and I appreciate it so much. Thank you for your kindness. Both of them left the sweetest messages and it just reinforced one more time just what a kind, supportive community this is, and I am so happy and grateful to be a part of it, which is exactly why I have the inventory giveaways, my way to tell all of you thank you so much. I appreciate you all very, very much. So we will break here. I did a screen recording as I chose the winner, as I had said, on September 20th at 9 a.m. Central Time. So let's see who won. Okay, here we go again. If you look in the top left-hand corner, you will see that it shows 8:59 a.m. In the giveaway video, I said that I would use a random YouTube comment picker on September the 20th at 9 a.m. Central Time, and if you put the word fall in your comment, you were entered to win. So I pulled it up, I put the word fall, I excluded my username so that it would not come up as me as the winner, and I watched the clock and waited for it to turn exactly 9 o'clock so that I could push the start button, and I think it's just about to. There it goes. I hit start and the winner is Alyssa Keene. Congratulations, Alyssa. If you just email me at love2shop242@gmail.com, I will get your box of inventory sent right out to you. When this month, be sure and come back because I will keep having inventory giveaways, and I was adding this up and I've had a total of 31 giveaways. This one I had 98 entries. Usually there are around 100 entries, so that is pretty good odds for winning. I will continue to try to find good items, have inventory giveaways, and share them with you guys. Okay, let's get started. I had so many sales that I loved and wanted to share. It was hard to narrow them down to just 34. We will start on eBay. I sold a total of 65 items on eBay for $2,069.22. The first item is the Vintage Columbia 300 white dot bowling ball. It was 11 pounds. It was red, pink, and black swirl. It had some letters and numbers on it. If ever I see anything like that on an item, I put them in the title and in the listing in case it is something that people search by. It had the name Marcia on it, but many things sell with names on them depending on the item. So always search your sold comps, but bowling balls do sell with names on them. I also put that it had minor scratches and scrapes on it. It sold for $64.77. My earnings were $34.74. I paid just $5 at my regular Goodwill 5 months and 19 days ago, and my profit was $29.74. And the great thing about this was, if you watched that haul video, it was the bag, the ball, and a pair of shoes. And when researching comps, I noticed that it would probably do better if I split them up and sold them all separately. So they have all sold now in 5 months and 19 days. The bowling bag sold right away while I was still editing that video for great money. The shoes sold a couple months later. That ended up being a great profit, and it was a fun item to list. The next one was a Goodwill Bins find. This was the Brookstone Nap Ultra Plush Robe. It did not have a size tag, so I put on the title, no size tag, 50-inch chest, large, extra large, because that's what I estimated it to be. Tan and pockets. It sold for $45.52. My earnings were $26.52. I paid just $3.40 at the Goodwill Outlet Center, otherwise known as the Bins. It took only 7 days to sell and my profit was $23.12. The next item I found that same day right next to each other, but this robe was a Victoria's Secret pink, size medium/large robe. I put plush, polka dot bathrobe, belted, medium, large. It sold for $33.94. My earnings were $19.78. I paid just $1.20 at the Goodwill bins, and it took just 3 days to sell. My profit would have been $18.58, but they returned it. So here it is, but it's a really nice robe. It has the pink dog logo on it. Here is the tag, and Victoria's Secret pink is not going to sell for an astronomical amount, but it is going to sell, and it usually sells pretty quickly, and I'm confident that it will sell again. Just a quick reminder, if you are not subscribed and would like to join me again, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, and if you hit the notification bell, it will let you know when I release new videos. The next item was a size 11 Nike Air Jordan 1 mid-Chicago black toe. I put the style number on the title. I also put that it had crease protectors in it. These sold for a gross amount of $202.79, so they were sent to eBay to be authenticated. And even though I knew that they were real, it still made me a little bit nervous. It was the first time that I had actually used that program and sent a pair of shoes in, because I normally don't find shoes that are of that value at the bins or Goodwill or anywhere that I go. These were my son's shoes, and as I had said in a previous video, I'm listing some items for him because he wants to save up for a new car. So he decided that he wanted to sell these and put these in his car fund. They sold for $202.79. He received back $174.68. Cost of goods was nothing since they were my son's, and the profit was $174.68. So in my earnings on my total profit, I will take that out because that is his money. And the next item, I was leaving the bins one day and I saw this dress and it just kind of stood out to me. And sometimes I'll see things that people, I guess, had looked at. They'll leave them laying out on top, and so I'm like, what is that? This ended up being a great sell. This was the Once Upon a Time Hot Topic dress, plus size 24. When I saw it was plus size, I was like, oh, this is going to be good. Evil Queen Regina. I also put cosplay and costume. It sold for $67.40. My earnings were $42.07. I paid just $1.85 at the Goodwill bins, and it took just 2 days to sell. My profit was $40.22. I think that's amazing. It's not that often that I have a sale that has a $40 profit from the bins. Normally it's $10 or $15. So to get something that sells in 2 days for a profit of $40.22 is amazing to me, and one of those reasons why I love being a reseller so much. Another thing that I love is that really you have so much control when reselling. If you really research comps, you have a good predictor if things will sell or not. If you have not seen my San Antonio haul, it looks like this. That is a good one to watch because I really researched sold comps when sourcing that day, and wow, so many things sold. I won't include the things that I showed in the video, but if you go back and watch that video, there were so many that I popped up because they sold while I was still editing the video. They sold fast, then I've continued to have things sell. There were a couple things that I said in the video that might take a little bit more time to sell, but those items were worth it. But the majority of the items have sold so fast, and that's due to I really paid attention to sold comps on that video, and it paid off. I sold the vintage cachet soft brown leather pants, size 4. I also put measures 28 by 32. Often, if they give a number size like a 4, 6, 8, I will also give the waist and inseam measurement in case someone is searching for leather pants size 28 by 32. Then they will find my listing even if they're not searching by size 4. I also put contrast stitching. And if you remember, I had this in an example in a video, how I point an arrow to a flaw to make sure that the person notices it. Well, this one had a little bit of stitching that was barely coming loose. I pointed that out. I adjusted my price on it due to that flaw, and it still sold for $65.22. My earnings were $39.84. I paid just $5.79 at the Goodwill in San Antonio. It took 1 month and 2 weeks to sell, and my profit was $34.05. The next one, also from that haul, is a brand that I'm really loving. It is selling great again. It is Talbot's. On the title, I wrote Talbot's dress, size 8, fit and flare, pleated skirt area, pockets, navy and tan. It sold for $39.23. My earnings were $27.10. I paid $8.79 at the Goodwill in San Antonio again. It took 19 days to sell, and my profit was $18.31. The next one was the vintage Leonard copper brass coffee pan pot. I put handles, the sole comp. I found a sole comp that was for like $85, so I snatched it up. I noticed that it was not as bright and shiny as the one that I saw the sole comp on, but I knew it was still a great pickup. So I tried a couple methods for cleaning it. First of all, I read that you soak it in like vinegar and salt, so I did that, and it came a little bit more clean. And then I was at Walmart because I ran out of vinegar, so I was already going to Walmart. I would have made a separate trip, but I found this cleaner, and it said for copper and brass. I'll have to pop it up. It was like $1 something. Oh my goodness. It cleaned it so fast, so easily. And then I was cleaning it. I got the inside of the lid cleaned. My husband got home and he's like, are you sure you want to do that? Isn't kind of the appeal of it that it's a little bit antiqued looking? And I was like, oh no. So I just stopped right there. I received an offer and I took it. It sold for $51.75. My earnings were $27.09. I paid just $4.49 at the Goodwill in San Antonio. It took 14 days to sell, and my profit was $22.60. I had to look back at the video and see what I said I would list it for and what I said I would accept. And I put list for 65, accept 45, which it came very close to that, just a little bit over. And I had put on there, mine is in not as good of condition as the sold comp. If I had just looked at the sold comp for $85 and said, that's how much I want, then I would probably be sitting on it for 2 or 3 more years. So I looked at what that sold comp was, took in consideration that mine was not in as good of condition, and I was able to sell it for a great price, make a profit, and not sit on it too long. Then the next one in the video, I discovered when I was showing everything that this pair of Lane Bryant jeans had slits cut in the waistband. And so I thought, oh no, I'm still going to list it. I want to recoup my cost of goods. It's Lane Bryant jeans. It's a great plus size. It will still sell. I just have to adjust my asking price. The title on my listing was Lane Bryant jeans, size 18, high rise, ultimate stretch, skinny ankle, flower on hip. It still sold for $17.65. My earnings were $6.68. I paid $4.40 at the Goodwill in San Antonio. Took 17 days to sell, and my profit was $2.28. So listen to me, check the waistband. And I know this is the mistake. I was about to leave. I was just like, oh, Lane Bryant, these are cute, size 18, I'll get them. And I didn't go through all of my checks that I normally do. But when I make a mistake, I learn a lesson. So I guarantee you, for quite a while now, I'm going to look at the waistband. So mistakes are often learning lessons, so I'll take it. I learned a lesson. The next one was a cutest little boy's jacket. This was the Perry Ellis boys size 6, black puffer coat, hood, blue fleece lined. I put fall and zip. It sold for $35.54. My earnings were $22.80. I purchased it for 99 cents at the Goodwill Bins in Oklahoma City. I listed this on February 16th of 2022. When I listed it, I thought, oh, it's not going to sell right now, but this is a quick, easy listing being a children's coat. I'm just going to go ahead and list it, and it'll be ready for when back to school time comes around. And that's exactly what happened. So it took 6 months and 7 days to sell, but I didn't mind holding on to it. I knew I would have it ready to go when people started shopping for jackets for their children. It was in excellent condition, just such a nice jacket, but it did have a little boy's name written on the inside. That happens all the time with children's clothes. If it's a good enough jacket, good enough sell-through rate, I still pick it up and just note it. I put on the listing that it is so nice, no holes, rips, or stains, but there is a name neatly written inside. The next one was a Champion black hoodie, medium men's hooded long sleeve logo sweatshirt. These Champion hoodies usually sell really well for me. I don't even look up comps on them anymore. I just pick them up as soon as they stop selling and I see that, oh, something's happening. I'm picking these up and they're not selling. Then I would start looking up sold comps again. But it's nice now that something like this or a Nike hoodie or Under Armour, I know, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and grab it. It sold for $26.22. My earnings were $11.44. I paid just $1.42 at the Goodwill bins in Oklahoma City. It took just 2 days to sell and my profit was just $10.02. I could have probably held on to it for another month and received $5 more, but to me, it was worth it to have that super fast flip. Take that $10, I can go back to the bins and buy 8 or 10 more items and flip them. So sometimes it's nice to just have that fast turnover and get the money back. The next one was a pair of Nike joggers. They were women's size large, black sweatpants. They had the spell out logo on the leg. They had a drawstring and they had the zippered legs. They sold for $30.46. My earnings were $19.61. I paid just 87 cents at the Goodwill bins in Oklahoma City. They took just 7 days to sell and my profit was $18.74. You just can't beat that. That's like 22 times your money. That is so amazing to be able to source those things from the bins and get that kind of return. If you want to see if there is a Goodwill bins or outlet in your area, just Google Goodwill Outlet Center and then it will pull up all of the locations. The next one was another bins find. I've been doing a lot of bin sourcing, so that's what a lot of my sales are. These were the Columbia Omni-Tech waterproof breathable men's extra large black packable pants. If something is packable, you want to be sure and put that on the title because some people search for that. These sold for $28.43. My earnings were $15.70. I paid just 50 cents at the Goodwill bins in Oklahoma City. These took just 2 days to sell and my profit was $15.20. These were so nice. They felt like they were brand new. There was a lot of information on the pants, so I was sure to take pictures of every bit of information that I found on it. I have found people look at pictures more than they read descriptions, and it's faster to list that way. So I try to take a picture of everything that I can, and that was a great fast sell. The next one is another packable item. When I see packable on items, I usually pick them up or at least look them up because they are often really good sellers for me. This was the London Fog extra large lightweight packable down jacket coat, women's extra large. I also put gray and puffer. It sold for $29.89. My earnings were $19.20. I paid just $1 at the Goodwill bins in Oklahoma City and it took just 1 day to sell. My profit was $18.20. And again, spent $1, received back $19.20. That's 19 times my money. I just still can't get over that. Every time it just amazes me. The next one is another Goodwill bins find. This is the Ann Marino size 7 ankle booties boots, block heel, black closed toe. I saw these and I just thought they looked like really good quality. I was not familiar with the brand, so I ran sold comps. They looked great, so I picked them up. There was a 12 on the bottom. I guess they were on sale for $12 somewhere. Could not get that off. I don't spend a lot of time trying to work on that. I just take a photograph of it and things usually sell if they have a good sell-through rate, whether they have something written on the bottom or not. So I don't let that keep me from purchasing the thing as long as it's an item that's in demand with a great sell-through rate. They sold $49.43. My earnings were $30.07. I paid just $2.50 at the Goodwill bins in Oklahoma City. They took just 8 days to sell and my profit was $27.57. The next one I purchased that same day. These were the Cole Haan Lenox Heel cap toe ox dress shoes, Oxfords, men's size 12, medium brown.
They sold for $51.62. My earnings were $32.57. I paid just $2.50 at the Goodwill bins. They took just 11 days to sell, and my profit was $30.07. What helps me on those, whenever you find shoes, if there's a style, number, or name in it, I look those up. I look at sold comps. I sort from highest to lowest. I find the item that's just like mine that sold the highest. I take their keywords, their title, information from their description, and that's how I create my listing. I model after one that has done extremely well that's exactly like mine. The next one was Lululemon. I find Lululemon so infrequently. It is so rare that I find it in the regular store or at the bins or anywhere. So I was thrilled that I found this. And I know tanks don't sell as well now, but if it's Lululemon and it's the bins, I'm going to pick it up and give it a shot. This was the Lululemon Women's 6 Wild Tank Top built-in bra. I put open, drop, back, strappy, and I think it was the color dark red, but I put a question mark because I wasn't absolutely positive. I thought it was. Normally, I put a picture for the first picture of the front of the item, but since this one, the front just looks very plain, and the back, you can see how it drops, you can see the crisscross back. I thought it was important to put the back of the picture for the first photo. It ended up going to Norway, so it was an international sale. It sold for $48. Now that is what they paid plus the international shipping. So when you take out the international shipping, my earnings were $20.82. I paid just 31 cents at the Goodwill bins. It took 27 days to sell, and my profit was $20.51. Now, this one would not have taken as long. Someone purchased it. I waited a little while for them to pay for it. They ended up sending a message to me and telling me that they don't want it. Then I relisted it. So from start to finish, it was 27 days. 5 or 6 of those days, it had sold to somebody else, so it wasn't available. So when I relisted it again, it sold right away. The next one was a shirt that I debated picking up, although it was at the bins. It was J. Crew. I love picking up J. Crew at the bins, but it was a men's size small shirt, which is often hard to move. But I went ahead, I looked up sold comps. They looked pretty decent, so I picked it up. This was the J. Crew Heathered Oatmeal Leather Elbow Patches shirt, men's size small. When I saw those elbow patches, that kind of pushed me over the edge also. And this one went international also to Israel. It sold for $43.99. My earnings were $19.37. I paid just 89 cents at the Oklahoma City Goodwill outlet. It took 5 months and 18 days to sell, and my profit was $18.48. If you're on eBay and you're not doing international shipping, it is so easy. I have a video that outlines the different shipping options, and it goes through step by step how to ship internationally. It is so easy and so worth it, and it's fun to get those international sales. Next one is a brand that I love. It is Panhandle Slim, and I moved from Oklahoma City to a small town in the country, Ardmore, which has about 25,000 people. And when I moved here, I thought, oh no, I'm not gonna be able to find anything to purchase. This is much different. Well, I learned some new things. I learned about cowboy boots and Western wear. And so, although it's not the same things that I might find in Oklahoma City, not the same as people that might live in California or on the East Coast, I'm still able to find plenty of things in my area. So you just always have to look at what's in your area and find out what sells for you. I've been so surprised at the great things that I'm able to find, and it's been neat to learn some new brand that I find quite a bit is Panhandle Slim, and it does really well. This was the men's size 42 long sport coat blazer wool jacket black window pane. It sold for $50.40. My earnings were $38.43. I paid just $6.79 at my local Goodwill. It took 5.5 months to sell, and my profit was $31.64. Next, on Poshmark, I sold 26 items for a gross amount of $1,093. The first item that I sold on Poshmark was the Clarks Escalade 10W, so it was a wide size, brown leather casual dress loafers shoes. I put the style number in the title, and I also wrote out 10 wide. So I had the 10W and then I wrote out 10 wide. They sold for $30. My earnings were $24. I paid just $10.99. Again, my San Antonio haul. They took just 8 days to sell and my profit was $13.01. I think they could have sold a little higher, but 8 days, I was so excited that things were selling so quickly that I was like, I'll get my money back and my profit, that's good, I'll take it. The next one was a pair of Cole Haan size 7 strappy red heels. They were from that same haul also, and I got these intending to keep them myself, knowing they weren't my size. I wear about a 6. These were a size 7, and I thought, oh, these look my size. I think I can wear them. If not, I'll resell them. Well, they were too big, so somebody else got a really cute pair of strappy red Cole Haans. They sold for $20. My earnings were $16. I paid $7.99. Again, Goodwill San Antonio. They took 11 days to sell, and my profit was $8.01. Picked out 2 pairs of shoes that day for myself. One was a complete winner. Love the brick shoes that I got, and this pair of Cole Haans, they might have ended up being a favorite pair, but they weren't, and I made a profit of $8. So I'm very happy with that. This next one was another one that I kind of thought, ooh, I would like that myself, but it's nice that I can pick something up, say, if I love it, I'll keep it. If not, I know I can sell it, get my money back and then some. This was the Adidas Cloud Foam Light Racer Slip-On Women's Shoes size 6. I put sneakers, legacy, purple. They sold for $20. My earnings were $16. I paid just $4.75. It was just 1 day shy of 2 months, and my profit was $11.25. These were really nice, super cute, but they were just a little bit too big on me. The next one, we have a little theme going here. Things that I picked up that I thought I was going to keep and then ended up selling. I had this in a Goodwill bins haul. It was the Disney Star Wars Adult Large Chewbacca Fuzzy Hooded Halloween Costume, men's size large. I had thought maybe my husband would want to wear it for Halloween. I showed it to him and he was like, yeah, maybe I'll wear it. And then he's like, you know what? We're probably not going to dress up. Why don't you go ahead and sell it? So I listed it and it sold for $20. My earnings were $16. I paid just $1.18 at the Goodwill bins in Oklahoma City. It took just 14 days to sell and my profit was $14.82. So Halloween, October 31st, I listed this on August 2nd and it sold on August 16th. I have found through the years, Halloween costumes really start selling in August and September, and by the time it's October, it slows down a lot. People like to buy those things early. So again, a theme that I say all the time, be ahead of the season. Have those things ready and listed in advance so that when people start shopping for those things, you already have them listed and they're ready to purchase and you don't miss that window of time. The next one took a really long time to sell. In fact, 3 years and 3 months, but it was a $2,500 pair of Gucci boots. And sometimes things like that are a higher amount do take a long time to sell. Sometimes I have found like these designer brands and I get super excited and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is going to sell for so much money, but they take a long time to sell. And then sometimes they don't sell for as much as I thought that they would. But this was a pair of boots that was my friend's. This was my friend growing up. We've been friends since 5th grade and she's a hairdresser. She retired now, but she did my hair from when I was probably 22 years old until just a few years ago. And she worked at this really nice salon. If I had to pay to get my hair cut and colored, I think she charged like $210. But what she would do with me is she'd give me like a friends and family discount and only charge me like $85. So this day she had these Gucci boots. And her husband bought them for her for Christmas. He paid $2,500 for them, but she couldn't wear them because she had an issue with her foot. So she said, hey, will you sell these for me and I'll do your hair, Morgan's hair, and Sydney's hair for free. And I was like, yes, that is a great deal for me. And I'd get offers in for like $300, $250, $400. And I asked her and she said, nope, just hold on to them. I have no problem waiting. I don't want to sell them for that low. So we just left them listed for a really long time. Finally, an offer came in for $600. I sent a text to her and said, we got an offer for $600 and it shows that the money you'll get back is $480. Is that okay? And she said yes, so I sold them finally. And what I did on that was the profit is $480 that I'll give to her.
But I thought, well, we'll split that. I'll say my cost of goods was $240, and because had I paid to get my hair, Morgan's hair, and Sydney's hair done, that would have probably been around $240. So I did not have to spend that money. So I feel like that was a fair way to split that up. So I'm going to say my profit on that was $240. Then the next one, on the complete opposite end, a pair of shoes that sold for really low, but I wanted to include this because it was in a thread-up rescue box, and this was, I'm not sure how to say it, it's like Louise
et compagnie.
or maybe it's pronounced.
Now is Louise and C.
I thought these were a beautiful pair of shoes, but they took so long to sell and they didn't sell for very much. They were brown leather. They had a block heel. They were size 8.5, which is a good size. They sold for $20. My earnings were $16. I paid $6.32. They were from a thread-up shoe rescue box. They took 1 year, 1 month, and 15 days to sell, and my profit was $9.68. Next item was a new extra small Project Social tee, wherever tee, white extra small, oversized V-neck raw edge. It sold for $24. My earnings were $19.20. I paid just $1 at a store called Half of Half. It took just 7 days to sell. My profit was $18.20. I love this store, Half of Half. I think it's mainly located in Oklahoma, Texas area, maybe some surrounding areas, but it's kind of like getting liquidation items, and there are a lot of damaged items. So you have to really go through, pick through items, look for damage, but you can find some really good items. Sometimes they'll have really good sales, where they'll have a certain tag, $1. Everything is brand new, but there are lots of returns and damaged items. So it's kind of a treasure hunt too. Then next on Mercari, I sold 10 items for a gross amount of $252.71. The first item came from a very special viewer, someone that's been around since just about the beginning, Laura Bravo. Laura purchased from me the Collector's Dominoes Double 12 91 Shiny Jumbo Color Dot Complete. I actually laid them out on the counter and counted all of them and took a picture to make sure that it was complete, because that does make a difference if games are complete or not. Laura purchased them for a total amount of $27.95. It was $17 plus $10.95 postage. These were heavy. They were like, the dominoes were like 4.5 pounds. I believe I sent those FedEx. On Mercari, they have really good shipping prices for heavier items. So that is an excellent price for that weight. My earnings were $14.51. I paid just $4.40. Again, another item from the Goodwill in San Antonio. They took 1 month and 3 days to sell, and my profit was $10.11. And I thought I would share Laura's Poshmark closet. On Mercari, you can't search by username, but Laura has an amazing Poshmark closet, so I wanted to share it, and maybe we can all support Laura. So go check out her closet. She has really nice items. Her closet name is Lauris, LAURIS_619. And I was just in awe looking through her closet. She has such nice items. She presents them so well. So a perfect example if you want to look at a really nice closet. So that would be great if we can all try to support Laura. Thank you again, Laura. I always appreciate you very much. The next item was a brand that I love finding. I don't find it that often, but I have found it a couple times at the bins. This is the Spanx Slimmer and Shine Large Strapless Slip Body Shapewear Slimming Rose Gold. It sold for $29.87. My earnings were $21.47. I paid just 41 cents at the Oklahoma City Goodwill bins. It took just 1 day to sell, and my profit was $21.06. So far, anything that I found, Spanx sells like that. A lot of shapewear sells really well. So put those together, and that's a jackpot. The next one is another item from the San Antonio haul. This was the Motherhood Maternity Nursing Dress, medium blue chambray, soft smocked, size medium. Items that have maternity and specifically nursing often do really well and have a good sell-through rate, so I always take a look at them. This one had an excellent sell-through rate, so although it was $8.79, I knew it wouldn't sell for a really high amount. I thought It's going to sell fast though, so it's worth it. I'll be able to get my money back and then a little bit super fast. So that makes it very desirable for me to pick up. It sold for $26.18. My earnings were $17.12. I paid just $8.79 at the Goodwill in San Antonio. It took just 2 days to sell and my profit was $8.33. Maternity and nursing items I think are really good because a lot of times people, when they find out they're having a baby, they know that they're going to need these specific clothes for a short amount of time, but they might not want to pay a really high dollar. And so that's something that a lot of people will go to the secondhand market. Also, on the side of sourcing, when I source them, they're often in very good condition because they are not worn for years and years and years. And I think they will continue to have a good sell-through rate because people will continue to have babies and there will be a need for those items. The next one is the new with tags, Talbot's 109 retail value, embellished top, blouse, size 10, black. I put circles, dots, sleeveless, and sheer. This item sold for $23.72. My earnings were $15.97. I paid just 24 cents at the Goodwill bins in Oklahoma City. It took 2 months and 2 days to sell, and my profit was $15.73. So not a lot when you look at the retail value of $109. Had it been a dress, I would have thought that it would have sold for more, but I just kind of watched what happened. I listed it, cross-listed it on all the platforms. It did not get much attention when I listed it for like 40 or 45. So I just slowly started lowering it until I found that price where it started getting interest. I got an offer, I took it, made almost a $16 profit on something that cost 24 cents. So I think that's great. Then the next one, I found this Thrasher magazine hoodie and t-shirt. I didn't see that it had a couple stains on it when I got it home and it was under good lighting. I saw a little bit of stains on both the hoodie and the t-shirt, but I thought, I think I can still sell these. I'm going to put them together since they're the same size and just offer them at a great low price, and I bet they will still sell. And they did, and they sold quickly. These were the Thrasher Skateboard Magazine extra large sweatshirt, hoodie, red, and t-shirt. They sold for $25.99. My earnings were $15.38. I paid just $2.12 at the Goodwill bins in Oklahoma City. It took just 2 days to sell, and my profit was $13.26, even with stains. So I was really happy about that. Then the next one was another bins find. This was the Harley Davidson extra large hoodie, flames, pullover shirt, black, orange school, 1903 extra large. It sold for $22.99. My earnings were $12.76. I paid just $1.10. I purchased it at the Goodwill in Oklahoma City. It took just 3 days to sell, and my profit was $11.66. And I think I could have sold this one for more. It was already getting a lot of attention. It had only been 3 days, but the person sent me a nice message, and he said something like, I'm really not trying to lowball you, but the shipping is expensive, because it was $7.99 shipping. And he said, this is really all I can afford. He just worded it in such a nice way. And I thought, okay, I can hold out for a few more dollars, or I can sell it to him. I'm still going to make a profit of $11. And he was so nice. So it was worth it more to me to take that amount than to hold out and make $17 or $18. The next one was one of my most exciting sales of the month. This was my one and only Facebook Marketplace sale. It was one item for $67.54, and it also came from my Goodwill San Antonio haul. And this was the vintage Eve of Milady dress. So pretty. I was so happy with how the photos turned out of this dress. It sold for $67.54, so it was $53 plus shipping plus tax. Payout that I received back was $49.62. It cost $14.99. It took 28 days to sell. Again, the Goodwill in San Antonio. Profit was $34.63. And the lady sent a message to me and said that she was going somewhere, I can't remember, to a different state to an 80s theme party. And I thought, that is so neat. And the neat thing is, I'll have in the next what sold, I found another 80s prom dress, and it also sold on Facebook Marketplace for a great price. And that person also said that they were going to an 80s themed party. So look out for 80s dresses. Okay, so that is all of them. So now we will go over my numbers. In the month of August, I sold 102 items on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and Facebook Marketplace for a gross amount of $3,482.47. Money back in the bank after fees and postage was $2,215.91. My cost of goods was $560.79. My profit was $1,655.12. Then I actually need to minus out what I paid Jason. I gave him $200 instead of what it actually was. So my profit was actually $1,455.12. And again, that's for part-time. I put in about 10 to 15 hours a week reselling. Now, it makes a difference. If I just started out reselling and I was just listing what I had this week, I would not make that many sales, but I have a bit of a foundation of items. I have almost 700 items on eBay, about the same amount on Poshmark, and 100 and something on Mercari, and I think 80 on Facebook Marketplace. So it does take a little bit of building time, and when you get more items, it seems like it snowballs and you make more sales. I was full-time from 2004 up until I started YouTube, January of 2021. I've been very consistent on about 10 to 15 hours a week. So that's kind of my maintenance. So on eBay, I sold 65 items for $2,069.22. After fees and postage, I received back $1,194.82. My cost of goods was $172.75, and my profit was $1,022.07. If I take out the $200 that I paid to Jason for his shoes, that ends up being $822.07. Poshmark, I put on here 26 items, but on the other page I had 25 items. I will have to look and see what that really is, and I will pop up exactly how many items it was. But regardless if it were 25 or 26, my gross sales were $1,093. After fees and postage, I received back $816.24. My cost of goods was $344.25. And my profit was $471.99. On Mercari, I sold 10 items for $252.71. After fees and postage, I received back $155.23. My cost of goods is $28.80, and my profit is $126.43. On Facebook Marketplace, one item, the Eve of Milady dress, and I just went over that. Of the 102 items that I sold, 60 were thrifted, and that makes sense. Where have I been sourcing? The Goodwill bins and Goodwill stores. I have really slacked off on the retail arbitrage and the liquidation. Retail arbitrage was 21 items, liquidation was 21 items. And I have found that where I make the most money per hour is definitely liquidation. I ordered a little bit of liquidation. One box came in and it has been selling so quickly. So I ordered another box. I'm waiting for it to come in. I purchased all my liquidation from Fox Liquidation. I love them. I was purchasing from them before I was on YouTube. I have an affiliate link. If you use my code, you get 5% off and I get a kickback. So I do get a little kickback if you use my code, but I use them because I love them. I used them before I got on YouTube. If I wasn't on YouTube anymore, I would use them. Anyway, I've talked so much, I'm losing my voice. So I will edit this video now. And thank you so much for watching, and everybody have a great day. Bye.